Grunfeld had a vision for the Knicks this past summer. On Sunday, that vision came into focus. He saw a team built around the strength of Patrick Ewing, the hustle of Charles Oakley, and the spark off the bench of sixth man John Starks. But more than that, Grunfeld saw a team that could develop behind the low post work of small forward Larry Johnson, point guard Chris Childs, and a dynamic shooting guard named Allan Houston. All those ingredients came together in the fourth quarter as the Knicks gave no relief to Pat Riley and the Heat. Now, Jeff Van Gundy has to focus his team on the Boston Celtics, a team New York defeated earlier this month on back-to-back nights, once in Beantown, once in New York, both by a baker's dozen. And Boston hasn't fared well in this rivalry lately. The Knicks have beaten them 17 straight times the past 4 years. Two of the NBA's charter franchises meet for the 387th time. Next on MSG. This is MSG, and we are the network of the Knicks, welcoming you live to the world's most famous arena. It's the third meeting of the season between the Atlantic Division rivals, the New York Knicks, and the Celtics of Boston. It's not going Boston's way at all this season. Their record is 9-30. They've lost 5 in a row. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks, coming off an emotional win over the Miami Heat on Sunday, still trail Pat Riley's team by 1 game in the NBA's Atlantic Division. Good evening, everybody. I'm Al Troutwick. Welcome to Knicks basketball on MSG tonight. This, from a Knicks standpoint, has dangerous written all over it. After committing themselves and playing very competitive basketball against 4 very important Eastern teams in Chicago, Charlotte, Indiana, and Miami, the Knicks have to look at the standings and say, how hard do we have to play tonight? That's what Jeff Van Gundy has to protect this team from, a letdown tonight as they take on the lowly Boston Celtics. John Starks will play, Buck Williams will not. Meanwhile, to talk more about the letdown and what the Knicks have to do tonight, we go to Marv Albert and John Andres.
All right, thank you very much, Al. First of all, it should be pointed out, no letdown tonight from this man. Johnny Hoops, as you can tell, looking pumped sky high. And for the Knicks Sunday against Miami, John, very, very good signs concerning Allan Houston, who is beginning to do what the Knicks were hoping he would do. Began a little late in that fashion, but he's had a real strong 2-week stretch.
Marvin traces back to the game in San Antonio 7 games ago, when he decided to go aggressively after that ball from his teammates and demonstrate to them that he could do it if he gets the ball. And he opened the game the other day against Miami with that dunk over Alonzo Mourning, and then keying an 11-2 run late in the fourth quarter. He put the game safely in control of the Knicks with those 2 dramatic 3-point shots. Pat Riley said those are the ones that killed us. Now, over the last 7 games, the numbers have been getting more and more impressive. Over 17 a game, the shooting percentage is going up, particularly in the 3-point area, and he's playing 37 minutes a game over that time. And also, Marv, equally importantly, getting a lot of confidence from his own teammates.
And for the Celtics, it's been a brutal year, but one of their bright spots, the play of the 6'9" rookie out of Kentucky, Antoine Walker, although he's been doing it at center. This is a guy who could be playing big guard or small forward.
Yes, it's really an unfair role for him, but he's gaining a lot of knowledge and feel for the game, and certainly competitors too, and he's running the court very well, using his many skills in this role where he's overmanned physically every night. But look at those numbers over the last 3 games. Very impressive. Double scoring, rebounding, lots of minutes for him. The numbers look good, but he's wearing down. He's taking a beating every night.
All right, so coming up, it's the Knicks and the Boston Celtics from Madison Square Garden. We'll be back with the lineups in a moment. Back to Madison Square Garden for the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks, about to meet for the 3rd time this season. Closed captioning is being brought to you by Empire Blue Cross and Blue Shield, the best of health. And we're set for the introduction of the starting lineups.
Dennis Johnson, Casey Jones, John Kuster. The trainer is Ed Lacerte, assisted by Wayne LeBeau. Now here's the Celtics starting lineup. At guard, at 6 feet from Baylor, number 4, David Wesley. At guard, at 6'6" from Arkansas, number 13, Todd Day. At forward, at 6'7" from North Carolina, number 44, Rick Fox. At forward, at 6'8" from Providence, number 55, Eric Williams. And at center, at 6'9" from Kentucky, number 8, Antoine Walker. Frank Brakowski and Dana Barros are injured and will not play. The coaches for your New York Knicks are Jeff Van Gundy, Don Chaney, Brendan Malone, Tom Thibodeau, and Jeff Knicks. The trainers are Mike Saunders, Sid Walsh, and Greg Britnam. And now, please welcome your New York Knicks. At guard, at 6'3" from Boise State, number 1, Chris Childs. At guard, at 6'6" from Tennessee, number 20, Allan Houston. At forward, at 6'7" from the UNLV, number 2, Larry Johnson. At forward, at 6'9" from Virginia Union, number 34, tri-captain Charles Oakley. And at center, at 7 feet from Georgetown, number 33, tri-captain Patrick Ewing.
Well, the Knicks coming off the solid performance in the win over Miami on Sunday and have gone through a very difficult part of the schedule. And tonight they face one of the league's worst teams in the Boston Celtics. We touched on earlier the fear of a letdown on the part of Jeff Van Gundy, and that is a subject that Michael Kay discussed with him earlier.
I think anybody would be concerned, particularly coaches. I think they're concerned about that. But if we're a veteran team and have learned from our experiences in the NBA, everyone in that room should know that the talent level the differential is very small. And if you don't come ready to play and you don't play well, you'll lose. And so hopefully we'll be ready to play.
Close observers to the Knicks, Marv, certainly note that the Knicks are playing at a higher level of intensity lately, certainly after the good competition of late. And tonight's game should be a rollover for the Knicks, where they're tough from start to finish against a team that has been mentioned a lot already, that the Knicks ran through a couple of weekends ago, twice.
The Knicks with the sweep of the home and home on throwback weekend. Celtics have lost their last 5 games. Actually, since these two teams met, they have dropped 5 of 6. A win over Golden State and then 5 straight losses, including 2 overtime defeats to Philadelphia and Orlando.
Yes, the losses have been impressive in that they haven't been bombed out. The Atlanta was a 5-point loss that gave Atlanta their 19th straight home win Saturday night in Atlanta. It's pretty impressive for Boston to push them that hard.
The officials: Dan Crawford, Mark Wunderlich, Scott Wall. Buck Williams, as Al mentioned earlier, still not with the club due to the death of his father, so he is missing a 3rd straight game. John Starks, who did not practice yesterday because of lingering soreness from his neck and shoulder after playing against the Heat on Sunday, did go through the pregame warm-ups and is available. So the Knicks control the opening tip. Johnson played by Fox. Ewing off the double team, finding Oakley.
Basketball is a very simple game when you play it like that. Of course, usually the lane isn't quite as wide as it was for Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing on that nicely done play.
Eric Williams being played by Patrick Ewing. And the game is tied at 2. Houston's pass picked off by Fox. We're just underway. The Knicks and the Celtics. Wesley steps back for a 3.
don't think there was a Celtic player inside the foul line when Wesley let that shot go.
Here's the double on Johnson. Allan Houston, yes. Allan Houston, as we discussed right at the start, has begun to show some excellent signs. Nice game on Sunday against Miami. Several aggressive moves. Here's Williams. And the game is tied at 4. The Knicks have won 17 straight against the Boston Celtics. That's the longest winning streak by any team over Boston in the team's 50-year history. And the Knicks have won 8 straight here at the Garden. Larry Johnson gives it up. Patrick Ewing. And the Knicks, who have scored on all 3 possessions, lead 6-4.
It will be so easy for the Knicks to relax at their offensive end, and they have to fight that tendency at this end of the court and play hard defense.
Well, that first meeting between the Knicks and the Celtics in Boston was not exactly sparkling basketball. The Knicks had no problem at all, but they committed 24 turnovers. Just a sloppy game. That's a traveling violation on Eric Williams. The Knicks winning 111 to 98, but you never had any feeling at all that the Celtics were seriously in it.
No, but it took the Knicks till the 4th quarter to really establish their muscle and really take it over on the scoreboard. The Celtics, to their credit, have competed hard with all their problems.
Here's Childs. Knicks with a 6-4 lead. 2.5 gone by. Rick Fox fires for 3. So the Celtics lead by 1.
There's an example of, on a given night, anything can happen in sports, which any sports fan has heard a million times. Not that that kind of shooting will continue, but the Knicks have to respect the skills of these individual Celtics players.
It's also a Celtic team, aside from the problems, even as a nice play on the double team. Ewing's pass picked off. And here's Eric Williams. It counts, and the foul. Foul committed by Larry Johnson. And Eric Williams to the line. He already has 6 points.
Well, when things get a little stronger in the personnel department, a guy like Eric Williams next year, the year after perhaps, is going to, after this experience, getting a lot of playing time, developing slowly now in his 2nd year, he'll play an important role in the Celtics' future. He's got a lot of talent.
Started to say, although even if the Celtics had all there is a pressing defense attempt by the Celtics, as ML Carr goes to pressure early, and Ewing tried to one-hand the slam. Celtics have a 10-6 lead. Even if this were a healthy ball club, they would be struggling. Not quite as bad as they are right now. The foul is called. Antoine Walker was hit. Foul on Charles Oakley, but there have been major injuries. Dana Barrow sitting out with a sore ankle. Frank Burkowski is out with a shoulder injury. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks following arthroscopic surgery. Greg Minor has been hurt. And on the injured list, Dina Raja, after arthroscopic surgery of the knee. Purvis Ellison out with a fractured right toe. So it is an enormous list of injured players. But I know the Celtic organization from time to time, there's some people that have used it as an excuse, but they'd still have problems even with all those guys in the lineup. Ewing got the step, and the Celtics now lead by 3.
Even one of their important players, D. Brown, who will be playing tonight, has had 3 different situations where he's been out for injuries for sustained periods.
Nice pass by Wesley to set it up. And Antoine Walker finished it off, so it's Boston with a 13-8 lead. Here's Oakley. Rejected. Antoine Walker with the block. Childs try to draw the charge. Williams, well, a hot start by the Celtics. They've hit 6 of their first 8 and lead 15-8.
They're playing very well. They're moving the ball to the open man. They're hitting their shots, and they don't feel a hand in their face that Jeff Van Gundy wants to talk about probably right now.
11-2 run by Boston. 7:29 remaining in the first.
Emil Carr looking like a pretty good coach with plays like Antoine Walker makes on the cutting Charles Oakley. Block shot by Walker. Then at the other end, we'll take a look at the Marriott Marquis Sky Cam at Eric Williams getting open at the foul line. No problem for him. The New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit. Antoine Walker talking to a man who knows a lot about the Boston area where he grew up in Cambridge, Patrick Ewing.
So the Celtics with a 15-8 lead, 7:20 remaining in the first quarter. Boston has hit its last 4 shots. Houston for 3. Allan Houston has come out and hit his first 2 field goal attempts. 1 from 2-point range, and now the 3. And the Celtics lead 15-11. Todd Day for Antoine Walker, being played by Charles Oakley. Walker rejected by Ewing.
Nice help by Ewing coming over. Walker at 6'9". Looked like he was going to have a good look at the basket.
Eric Williams played by Patrick Ewing. Shot clock at 5. And here's Wesley for 3. Houston beat Day, and then handed off to Ewing. Some confusion on the switch by the Celtics, so the Knicks are now within 2.
You can see the awareness of Houston on a play like that of what's going on around him, as he deftly got that ball off to Ewing. And speaking about deft players, Todd Day, when given some room, is a tremendous shooter.
Celtics with a 17-13 lead. Allan Houston off the screen for 3. Oh, he's feeling it. Allan Houston hitting on his first 3 shots. 17-16 Boston. Williams got the step. So Ewing thought he'd get him from behind, but could not. Eric Williams with 11 of the Celtics' first 19 points. 5.5 remaining in this first quarter, and the Celtics with a 3-point lead.
Knicks looking for any advantage they can get, and boy, did they get one down low. Larry Johnson to Charles Oakley.
Open shot for Williams, and then Ewing came out. Todd Day. Illegal defense against the Knicks. Called for the first time. So that is the warning. Celtics get a new 24.
The Celtics' whole approach, naturally being undermanned physically in every game they play, is to move the ball quickly and to run and hit their shots, and they are doing a terrific job in the latter department right now. They are hitting their shots.
How about Eric Williams? 13 points. Season high is 21. He now has 13 and a little bit more than half a quarter. And the foul on Walker. The Knicks with a record of 30-13. They're second in the Atlantic. They're now a game behind Miami. The Heat, with a hot shooting performance last night, defeated the Phoenix Suns. Miami not scheduled today. Chris Childs at the foul line. He has hit his last 19 free throw attempts. That over a stretch of 10 games.
Well, following that emotional game in Chicago last week, Childs has been quite outspoken about his team playing much more tougher, actually nasty. And that's what he's trying to spread to his teammates, not as individuals, but as a team. He wants to see the Knicks play with more fire and desire, not allow easy layups. And Chris really has that reminiscent Bernard King game face on more and more these days. Very serious in his intensity.
Here's Fox. Neither club getting a stoppage. You get that feeling, John? Very wide open.
Yes. The Knicks have to go to another level of intensity here defensively.
Allan Houston again. 10 points for Houston in his first quarter. Celtics lead 23-22. Wesley setting it up for Williams. Oh, Eric Williams has the entire repertoire going. 15 for Williams. And the Celtics now lead 25-22. Eric Williams has come out and hit his first 7 shots.
Both teams are 20 of 27 right now.
Houston. That's his first miss. Walker with the rebound. ML Carr with a nice catch. But not in a Boston uniform at this time. He was looking to take the set shot from the far side. He did amuse the official, Dan Crawford.
Under normal conditions, you might say ML Carr could help the team if he played. But the way they're playing right now, they don't need any help.
Celtics by 3, 25-22. They have come out and hit 11 of 15 from the field. Not that the Knicks are not shooting well. They're 9 for 13.
Go.
Larry Johnson was fouled. Foul committed by Rick Fox. That's the first on Fox. Knicks have won 14 straight here at home. The last home loss early December against Miami. The Knicks' longest home win streak is 14 straight since they won 20 in a row back in the 92-93 season. Knicks now trailing 25-23. As I mentioned, the 20 straight. February of 93 to April 93, so they were able to hit 20 on 3 occasions. They won 26 straight at home in the 88-89 campaign. John Wallace has checked in, and he has come on for Patrick Ewing. Oakley on the follow. The game is tied at 25. Wesley being pressed by Childs.
Well, Larry Johnson didn't play against the Celtics in the first 2 games of recently. In the 2 games they played recently, you might say he's not used to Eric Williams, but he's certainly getting a good look at him here tonight in his first look at the Celtics.
Wallace trying to make the adjustment. Wallace fouled by Williams. And a timeout taken by the Celtics. When we come back, John Wallace to the foul line.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, to drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Well, a standing ovation for that man, the Super Bowl most valuable player, Desmond Howard of the Green Bay Packers. And what a performance against the New England Patriots on Sunday. Now, did he arrive straight from Disneyland, or he's headed to Disneyland? I'm told he was actually at Disney World this morning.
Mark, watching him run Sunday gives me the feeling that he might have gotten here on foot.
Yes.
Man, did he fly.
And what's unbelievable is that, and you see it so often in the National Football League, he was let go by 2 other clubs before settling with the Packers. John Wallace.
On that subject, what a scene that must have been in Green Bay when they came back yesterday. 0-degree weather. They filled the stadium in Green Bay to welcome the team back. It's John Wallace looking big right away.
So the Knicks lead 28-25. We come up on 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. John Wallace getting some early playing time, coming on for Patrick Ewing. Eric Williams wide open. Then the recovery, and Wallace got a piece of it from behind. Johnson and Wallace converge on Eric Williams, and John Wallace with the block.
John Wallace started the 2 games against Boston in their prior meeting 2 weeks ago, and in the game here in the Garden hit 7 of 8 from the field and had a season high 19 points. So he comes into this game playing with a lot of confidence.
Question regarding time remaining on the 24-second clock. It was a Celtic possession, and the block by Wallace, so the clock will be adjusted. 6-0 run by the Knicks, who now lead by 3. Hot shooting by the Celtics. In this first quarter, they came out, hit 11 of 13, led by Eric Williams with 15 points. We're not exactly seeing high pressure, high intensity defense by the Knicks. And now the clock is adjusted. 4 seconds remaining on the 24. And now they change it to 11. 11 on the shot clock. As Fox inbounds, and it's broken up by Johnson. The last Celtic win here at the Garden was January 10th, 1993, 100-97. Since then, the Knicks have taken 8 straight from Boston. Pretty pass from Day, finding Fox. And the Knicks now lead 28-27. Backdoor lead for Wallace, who is held by Fox. For Fox is second.
Knicks are doing more and more of that, particularly with Wallace as a target of the lead pass. He extends very high to the basket, long arms, and is very fluid around the hoop.
Here's D. Brown replacing Rick Fox. 7 points for Fox. Now Larry Johnson posting up on Todd Day. Will not count. Offensive foul. That's the second committed by Johnson. That's an excellent matchup for Johnson, although Day is 6'6", but only 185 pounds.
Sometimes you have such confidence over a physical relationship like that, as Johnson did, that you tend to want to punish the guy, really maul him, and that's what Larry Johnson did, committing the offensive foul.
Eric Williams spinning on Larry Johnson. Rare miss for Williams. Knicks by 1. Minute 40 remaining in this first quarter. E. Brown and David Wesley now in the backcourt. Wesley already with 5 assists. Todd Day, Antoine Walker, Eric Williams up front. Very small team for the Boston Celtics. The tip by Walker. This is a very talented guy, as we discussed earlier. He should not be playing power forward and center, but has to because of the injuries. But this is a player who, when surrounded with better people, will be a star in the NBA. Wallace extends to a 1-point Knick lead.
He's very lucky, though, despite the fact that he's overmatched as a center. He's getting a great amount of playing time and a feel for all of the top players in the NBA. It's going to make him a much better player, really accelerate his growth.
Wesley and Childs on the move, looking for Houston. Now Allan Houston cuts to the baseline, and Childs resets it. Half-minute left in the first. Oakley took his eye off, but able to recover. Wallace and Antoine Walker with that rebound, and Boston will hold for a final shot of the quarter. Wesley works it down against Childs. Out of 5 seconds. Here's Day for 3. Well, after 1, it's the Knicks 30. The Celtics 29.
Back at Madison Square Garden in a moment, we're going to talk to the man who rewrote the Super Bowl record book with a 99-yard return for a touchdown as the Green Bay Packers go on and win for the first time since 1965. And that town is Titletown, USA. And the MVP of Super Bowl 31 was Desmond Howard. who's here at Madison Square Garden tonight. Now, I was all set to say I thought you were going to Disney World, but instead you came to Madison Square Garden. But you're jetting around. You were at Disney World this morning?
Yeah, I was already there. I had a great time. I was really impressed with the park. It's really a nice facility, and I had a lot of fun.
What a book you could write, Desmond, about being so high in this city, winning the Heisman Trophy at the downtown AC, and then being rejected by 2 teams only to do that. Were there days when you really doubted whether you could contribute in the National Football League?
No, I've never doubted my own talents, because in this game you have to have a lot of confidence to go out there and compete. I couldn't have done the things I've accomplished this season without having confidence in myself.
You're going to get together with Charlie Ward tonight?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
What do you think Charlie's going to want to know from you?
You probably want to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. I want to talk a little bit about NBA, because I like basketball a lot. Actually, I love it. I plan on going to the All-Star game next weekend, too.
It's got to be nice to watch a game and you don't have to feel any pressure compared to the pressure that you felt this weekend.
Oh, yeah, you got that right. That was a lot of pressure knowing that you were playing in front of 800 million viewers around the world. But you got to settle down, just do the things that got you to that point, and don't even worry about that. Just let things come naturally, and you should be able to perform to your expectations.
Congratulations. Enjoy the ring. Welcome to the Garden. Thanks a lot, Desmond.
All right, thanks for having me.
Marv, back to you.
All right, thank you, Al. Desmond Howard, MVP of the Super Bowl. Second quarter is underway. Celtics lead it now by 4, 34-30 off the fast break bucket by Antoine Walker. 7 points for Walker. Eric Williams, the high man, with 15. Charlie Ward is on the floor for the first time. Knicks in a 3-guard setup with Childs and Walker and Houston. Here's Houston for 3. John Starks getting set to check in. Day spinning his way. Todd Day missed on the spin. Looked pretty. Now Day on the rebound. It will count as a goal kick.
Nick, rebounders not succeeding in keeping the Celtic aggressive players away from the basket. And there are some pretty good jumpers on the Celtics, even though they're maybe 6'7", 6'8". If you don't get a body on them and make it difficult, they're going to hurt you, and that's what's happening.
22nd timeout called by the Knicks.
Another look at that play by the Celtics where they're dominating under the basket. Ward's elbow had an effect. You can see a Walker at the end of the bench now.
Yes, it had an effect.
Yeah.
Right at the bridge of the nose.
Boy, that hurts.
Antoine Walker being checked. Ed Lacerte, the Celtic trainer, taking a close look. A 7-0 run by Boston to open up this second quarter. In the first quarter, the Celtics 13 of 23 shooting, 57%. Very little defense on the part of the Knicks. Many uncontested shots, easy shots. We're not seeing the contact that we've seen in recent games by the Knicks. The Knicks also shot well, 12 of 20, 60% from the field. Charlie Ward penetrating. Oh, he beat a couple of Celtics. What a beautiful move by Charlie Ward, coming off a strong game against Miami.
Charlie picked him apart.
And Marty Conlon has come on for the first time for Boston. Here's Brown for 3. And Wallace leaping for the rebound. Childs leading Oakley. Broken up by Wesley. Oakley on the recovery. Nice save. Starks played by Day. Wallace posting up. And a foul on Conlon.
Aggressive pursuit of that basketball by Charles Oakley, doing his thing, which is offensive rebounding.
Marty Conlon, who has become a favorite in Boston, played his college ball at Providence, and a guy who has made the rounds, many NBA stops. Nice play by Brown as he stripped Starks. Wesley able to deliver it today. Brown with the rebound. He can leap. And Oakley pegs ahead to Starks. Wesley back. And he was able to stop the break. Here's Wallace. Nice move. John Wallace. 7 points for Wallace.
Wallace has such good instincts around the basket. How gently he went to the backboard, making the shot look so easy as opposed to going straight to the rim, which becomes a difficult shot. You have to execute it perfectly.
3 minutes in, second quarter. And the Knicks are trailing by 2. Conley changed his mind and threw it away. He had the open shot. Starks. Try to go glass. Kept alive. Oakley fired it home.
Yes, he did. It's almost as though he threw it at the hoop.
The game is tied at 36.
Charles is coming off a couple of outstanding games. He was really tough on Pat Riley's Miami team.
Wesley able to penetrate. Yes, Oakley 16 points. Game high 11 rebounds Sunday against the Heat. Celtics with a 2-point lead. Here's Starks to the left hand and just did graze the rim. Patrick Ewing is getting set to return. Brown punched by Wallace on the back tap to Starks. Starks pulls it up. And John is hearing the mumblings from the crowd now. Now Ewing comes on for Wallace. Antoine Walker returns for the Celtics. And a timeout taken by the Knicks.
At pen and paper out. Over the years, MSG Network has brought you some of the most magical moments in New York sports history. Tell us your most magical moment on MSG Network, and you can win a pair of Knicks or Rangers tickets. To enter, you can either email, fax, or write us, and you have your targets on the screen right now. No purchase is necessary. 5 winners will be selected at random, and all entries must be received by February 7th.
7:40 remaining in the first half. Patrick Ewing back on the floor has tied the game at 38. 8 points for Ewing, who sat out for 8 minutes. Last 4 minutes of the first quarter and the opening 4 here in the second. Wesley and Brown in the backcourt for the Celtics. D. Brown able to hammer it down. Williams with Conlon and Walker up front, setting the Knicks. They go with 3 guards: Starks, Ward, and Childs, along with Ewing and Oakley. Starks being guarded by Conlon. Starks passing on the 3, taking it to the hoop. Starks on the save. Ward for Starks. Oh, beautifully done. Charlie Ward and John Starks working some magic. And Ward with the block. Look out. They both go flying into the combination of Bob Cousy and Tommy Heinsohn. The alley-oop does not work. Now, I was concerned about Tommy. I know the Kuz can handle it.
The Kuz is fine. He's taking that headset and replacing it right now.
Offensive foul.
Heinsohn actually acted a little bit like you do, Marv, normally in those situations.
In other words, he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he took off.
Yeah, Antoine Walker called on the offensive foul. Here's another look as Ward deflects it. Here it comes. See, that's smart. Tommy showing reactions as I do. Cousy, like yourself, sits there. Nothing going. Nothing going on there.
Somebody had to man the situation and describe the action, Marv.
Right.
Charlie Ward into a couple of Hall of Famers on that move.
And Ewing gives the Knicks a 42-40 lead.
Patrick Ewing is like the big bully in this game. You know, he was sitting out a while. I think Jeff Van Gundy, too, has a little bit of an eye on tomorrow night in Cleveland. That's going to be a tough game. And he doesn't want to wear out Patrick tonight, I would think.
Well, the Cavaliers tonight playing at the New Jersey Meadowlands. Brown for 3. And Cleveland up by 10 in the second quarter over the Nets. Foul is called. Conlon making the contact on Ewing. Allan Houston returns. It will be the first of 4 meetings tomorrow night between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Last year, the Cavaliers took 3 of 4, but then in the playoffs, the Knicks swept the Cavs. Allan Houston. So Houston with a good first half. He has 12 points. And the Knicks lead by 4.
Cavaliers with a winning record, but have lost 8 of their last 10. But I suspect tomorrow night they will be sky high for the Knicks.
Eric Williams fouled by John Starks. 5:26 remaining of this first half. So you think the Czar will have them pumped for the Knicks tomorrow night?
I'm sure he will.
You know,
because he'll be pumped.
Well, the other day, he was telling me that he felt that you have this bad habit of befriending other color commentators, just conning them, guys around the league. I don't want to get you started.
So I can make fun of them on the plane and traveling with you, degrade them, point out their inadequacies.
Knicks lead by 3.
Well, I guess the former color man on NBC certainly knows about that game.
All right, here's Starks for 3. John Starks is now 1 for 6. And that will count a goaltend charged on Ewing. And Antoine Walker gets credit. He now has 9 points. The Knicks lead 44-43.
Ewing coming to life big, but he was off a beat as far as the legitimacy of that block.
Larry Johnson, played by Eric Williams. Ewing had it knocked away. Wesley. That was a 3-point attempt, an air ball. So David Wesley is hearing it from the crowd. That pass intended for Ewing. Once again for the Knicks, not a pretty first half against the Celtics. They swept that home series from Boston. A steal by Ward. That was 2 weeks ago. Starks with a hard driving move. It counts, and the foul. Wesley called for the foul. Here's another look.
Well, Charlie Ward, anticipating where that pass was going, just took it over. Wisely gave the ball to Starks, who made a very acrobatic finish to that shot, and a foul.
At Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics, 55-53, heading into the third quarter. It's time to go back to Marv Albert and John Andres, so that's exactly what we're going to do.
All right, thank you, Al. Now look first at the Toyota matchup, and Allan Houston having another good one. 6 of 9 from the field. He's hit 3 3-pointers, 15 points in all, and a quiet first half for Todd Day. 2 of 7 shooting, 4 points. Both clubs have shot very well. Boston 23 for 45. They're at 51%. The Knicks at 54% shooting. 23 of 43. Knicks have hit 4 from downtown. Celtics suffering at the free throw line, only 5 of 10. Knicks with the slight edge off the boards. Turnover total is low, and the Knicks are getting some help off the bench.
Yes, John Wallace gave them a nice lift, as did John Starks. So everything going well for the Knicks at the offensive end. I think Jeff Van Gundy would be pleased to see the Celtics, instead of shooting 51% in the first half, get down in the 30s with some more intensity on defense by his team.
Combination of Antoine Walker and D. Brown accounted for 19 of Boston's 24 points in the second quarter. Brown had 11 points all in the second quarter. Eric Williams, the high man, with 16. And Walker with 13 points. Leading scorer for the Knicks is Houston with 15. Childs saw that opening, and then it got closed. Here's Walker. Wesley. So David Wesley going glass. David Wesley in the first half had 9 assists. How about Larry Johnson? 5 assists in the first half. Took only 2 shots, 1 of 2 from the field. Ewing off the lead from Oakley. The Knicks 57 and the Celtics 55.
On Sunday, Patrick Ewing became the 21st all-time leading scorer in NBA history, passing George Gervin. Now he's on his way to Bob Pettit and Walt Bellamy.
Wesley for three. Stay right here, says the official Dan Crawford. A foul, a hold. It's on Houston. That is his second. And Rick Fox will throw in. Fox up front with Williams and Walker. Day and Wesley in the backcourt. Antoine Walker, the rookie from Kentucky, gives it up to Rick Fox. Walker backs it to three-point territory and an air ball. It's the second three-point air ball that the Celtics have come through with. And Patrick Ewing at the other end takes advantage.
That was an outstanding air ball in that it was so short it was hard to believe.
The Johnny Hoops ranking for air balls. That was off the charts.
Wow.
Here's Williams. And the Knicks now lead 59-57.
I was schmoozing with the Coos at halftime briefly, Marv, who sees the Celtics quite often naturally doing their games, and he said he's been very impressed with how they've been playing ever since Dino Raja got hurt. The feeling has been, and I heard this up in Boston too, that they put so much of a focus on him, getting the ball to him, but now with his injuries out for the season, they're moving a lot more freely and sharing the basketball more.
I think the Coos was schmoozing you, John. It's a very positive outlook. Oakley committing the foul, his third. Dino Raja is out following the arthroscopic surgery. 9.5 remaining in this third quarter. Todd Day, and thought he had Walker in the corner. Johnny did not.
He had some guy instead.
Childs off the backdoor pass, and a foul is called. Wesley called for his second. The Knicks are trying to make it 15 straight wins at home. As the backdoor and the foul. The last home loss December 3rd against Miami. That may have been the worst game of the season for the Knicks. Since then, they've won 2 straight from the Heat. Won't count. Foul before the shot attempt. Eric Williams called for the push.
The tendency when you're playing against teams you're superior to is to keep trying to drive the ball inside, overpower them. That's why Allan Houston's contributions were so important in the first half. It took some of the focus away from that in the ensuing turnovers. Oakley getting that beautiful over-the-shoulder pass from Ewing, who felt the pressure. Nicely done.
And that is assist number 5 for Patrick Ewing. So 5 apiece in the assist column for Ewing and Johnson. Wesley lost the dribble. Ewing from Childs. And the Knicks now lead by 6.
It's getting to be a habit with Ewing. The reverse jams, third one of the season.
Four minutes gone by in the third. Antoine Walker feeling the contact and goes to the reverse. Did not feel enough contact.
Very talented player. Rookie season, boy, when he gets a center, when the Celtics get a center, if they ever do, Walker is going to really emerge.
Not too many possibilities out there. That is easily the weakest position in basketball, college and pro, in terms of finding elite centers.
Well, early in the third quarter, the Knicks continue to maintain their edge. But you know, Jeff Van Gundy would like to see this spread get a little bigger here right now. Ewing to Oakley, beautifully done. Knicks getting another opportunity with Ewing beating everybody down court. Nice pass from Childs. Ewing knew where he was, and he went to that reverse slam dunk, which I think he's enjoying very much these days.
7.5 remaining in the third. Knicks with the ball. They lead by 4. Ewing was not guarded for just an instant. Here's Johnson. Oh, it's tipped home. Charles Oakley got a piece of it. 12 points for Oakley. Knicks 65, Celtics 59. Fox fouled from behind by Johnson. The Celtics with only 9 wins. They're 9-30. They're in the 6th spot in the Atlantic Division, 20 games back. They have lost 5 in a row. 2 of those 5 in overtime to Philadelphia and Orlando. Their last win, January 14th, 116-108 over Golden State. Since the home and home with the Knicks 2 weeks ago, they have lost 5 of 6 games. They've won only once on the road. They're 1-15. The only road win was December 30th in Denver by 2 points.
Well, they're fighting Philadelphia and Vancouver at this time for the lowest point, worst record in the NBA, as Larry Johnson calls timeout, 22nd timeout.
Celtics at home have won 8 and lost 15, but on the road woeful, and it is the worst record in the NBA on the road. Vancouver at 2-18, Toronto 3 up, 16 down.
Celtics right now, and it's written in their papers on a regular basis, as you would expect, are playing for the future, and they just want to get through the season and use their #1 pick, and they picked up in a trade with Dallas. They have Dallas as #1. And hope that it turns out to be a big man. Everybody in Boston is pointing toward Wake Forest Tim Duncan right now, and they feel that a player like that can certainly help bring them to the next level.
Well, Duncan, an excellent player. I wonder, although if you see Antoine Walker playing at center, and you look around the league as Oakley gets the roll. Antoine Walker, 17 for Walker, and the Knicks now lead by 4. 6.5 remaining in the third quarter. Allan Houston, no help after the penetration, and the Knicks have been doing that all night.
Very slick move as he put that ball down with the right hand and then put his body in the middle of the court, and it separated him from the defense. Nice deceptive delivery by Allan Houston.
Air ball by Day. Ewing getting position on Walker. Now Williams over on the double. Oakley for Johnson, and he's fouled.
Well, the Celtics have been committed to double and tripling Ewing, and he's in the habit now, when he gets the ball, of looking for the open man.
Foul committed by Wesley, his 3rd. Larry Johnson, very quiet game. He's taken only 3 shots, 1 of 3 from the field. He has 4 points. He has done it, though, in other areas. 5 assists, 5 rebounds.
Had 14 points in each of the last 2 games. Made 50% of his field goal attempts over the last 5. Good shooting by him.
The Knicks lead by 7. It's the biggest lead of the night for the Knicks. Fox, 11 points for Fox. So the Knicks are up 70-65. Houston cutting for the bucket, beat his man. Nice pass from Childs. Allan Houston has 19 points. So again, it's the Knicks by 7. The Knicks play the Cavaliers tomorrow night in Cleveland. at the Gund Arena. Cavaliers leading the Nets tonight by 9 early third quarter at the Meadowlands. Walker gets inside. John, at times watching this game tonight, I get the feeling I'm watching like either a preseason game in terms of the lack of defense, lack of contesting shots, lack of aggressiveness defensively, or one of those charity games that you see before the season gets underway. Illegal defense is called.
Or the NHL All-Star game, perhaps.
Yes, good.
Antoine Walker just put on a jumping exhibition on his last basket. Watch how high he goes up. Watch that right hand at the finish. Little tap on the backboard at the end of the move. He was up there for a bit.
Open shot for Houston for 3. That's his 4th three-pointer. 22 for Houston. He's 9 of 14 from the field. Knicks lead by 8. And Fox lost it. Fox thought he was pushed by Oakley. Coming up on 4 minutes left in the third. Childs now being played by D. Brown. Ewing was triple teamed. Oakley.
And they're overreacting. 3 people on Ewing makes it awfully easy for the recipient of the Ewing pass. 3 people on Ewing, rather.
And Ewing has done a nice job off the double teams and now the triple team and getting the ball to other people. In fact, he has 7 assists. Childs on the foul. This is Marty Conlon, who played briefly in the first half, replacing Eric Williams, who leads with 18 points.
Ewing's high for the season in the assist department has been the number 5.
Fox for 3. Rick Fox cuts it to a 7-point Knick lead. Another nice pass from Ewing. That'll be assist number 8, which, as you indicate, is a season high for Patrick Ewing. Fox. Rick feeling it. 9-point Knick lead. 3 minutes to go in the third. Childs. Oh, look out. Ewing was looking to deflect it off Brown. It'll be Boston in possession. Timeout called with 2:56 to go in the third.
2:56 left here in the third quarter, and the Knicks looking forward to the upcoming Delta Airlines schedule. You'll see now tomorrow night at Cleveland, MCS Cannon game night at 7. The 23-18 Cleveland Cavaliers. Sunday, Charlotte Hornets come to the Garden for a rematch. That'll be an NBC game, and then the date that a couple of Knick players have circled, as they said, February 4th against Houston. Next Tuesday night here at the Garden. Houston Rockets leading the Midwestern Division. A lot of talk after that game. A lot of talk during that game from Charles Barkley in the direction of Charles Oakley. Chris Childs, Allan Houston circled it on the calendar. That's Rick Fox again.
So the Knicks now lead by 7. Yes, Charles Barkley took over that game in the first half as the Knicks were soundly beaten by the Houston Rockets, and Barkley taunting Charles Oakley right throughout. Many remarks exchanged after the game in both locker rooms. John, you look at the stat sheet, the Celtic forwards, Marty Conlon not able to hit, but Walker pops it home. Celtic forwards have not had a single rebound. 0 for Fox and Williams, the starting forwards. But it's only a 5-point game. Knicks up 79-74. Childs feeding Oakley. Throws it right back. Shot clock at 5. Ewing. And there's a rebound for one of the forwards, Marty Conlon. 1:40 to go in the third. Wesley able to penetrate. Nice move. And it's a 3-point Knick lead. Moments ago, they led by 10.
Maybe the Knicks won't have time to review the game tapes tomorrow before Cleveland. I don't think any of the front line wants to see a replay of that layup by Boston.
Again, the double team, and this time it's picked off. The Ewing pass stolen by Walker. He went behind the back. Fox able to rescue and then lost it. Antoine Walker with a behind-the-back pass and turned it over. Here's John Starks replacing Allan Houston. Charlie Ward for Chris Childs. Houston leads with 22. John Starks in the first half played 9 minutes, 3 of 8 from the field for 8 points. Coming up on 1 minute left in the third. Larry Johnson posting up. Going at Conlon. Larry Johnson with a power move at Marty Conlon. Knicks 81-76 over the Celtics. And a blocking foul. It's on Johnson. That is his fourth. Eric Williams is back replacing Antoine Walker. Walker with 21 points, 12 rebounds. Rest of the team with only 12 rebounds, with the Knicks having the edge off the boards. 7 points for Wesley. Knicks trying to make it 3 out of 3 against the Celtics this season. But the lead is down to 3 with 50 seconds left, third quarter. Some pressure being shown by the Celtics. Oakley was tempted. Johnson now played by Fox. Open shot for Ward. And Rick Fox coloring his first rebound of the game. Now to 20 seconds in the third. Wesley lost it. Final seconds, third quarter. Starks for 3. Yes. 84-78 Knicks. Brown looking for a last-second shot and then gave it up. Conlon. After 3, the Knicks 84, the Celtics 78. Quarter is underway. Knicks with a 6-point lead. Starks and Ward in the backcourt. Oakley with Johnson and Wallace up front. Jeff Van Gundy on several instances has gone with the combination of John Wallace and Larry Johnson. A good move by Wallace, who has played well. He has 9 points, and he was fouled by Conlon.
Well, the Knicks striking inside once again. John Wallace getting good position, instinctively going right along the baseline for that nice finish.
The Knicks lead 87-78. Hot shooting third quarter for both clubs. Knicks at 13 of 20. That's 65%. The Celtics at 10 of 17, just under 60%. Wesley with a one bounce pass to set it up. Marty Conlon finished it for his first field goal.
Well, the free scoring by these teams has continued now in their third matchup. The first 2 games at the end of 3 quarters, the Knicks were in the 80s and the Celtics were in the 70s. There's a real loose pattern of non-defensive style here throughout the series.
12 on the shot clock. Starks for Johnson, who's rejected and fouled.
Also on Todd Day was first in second.
Todd Day called for the foul. All right, Johnson, 2 of 4 at the free throw line. High man for the Knicks is Allan Houston with the 22. 18 for Charles Oakley. It's a season high for Oakley. Patrick Ewing with 16 points. The big number for Ewing, season high 8 assists. Larry Johnson continues to have his problems at the foul line. The Knicks lead is 7. Day on a quick release. Todd Day has had a very quiet game. 6 points for Day. And a blocking foul on Day.
John Starks took that what looked like a harness off in the first half after he came off the floor and sat down. Now he doesn't have it on, and he was just working his shoulder as the whistle was blown, probably wondering maybe if he shouldn't have it back on.
Saying yesterday he still had lingering pain. It was a question mark for tonight's game. Insisted on playing against Miami on Sunday. Larry Johnson. Nice move on the spin by Johnson. He has 8 points. The Knicks lead 89-82. They double up. Johnson with the steal. Ward gets it down to Starks. And the foul committed by Fox. Rick Fox was gunning for the block, but he got a piece of Starks.
So important on transitions to keep the head up, as Charlie Ward does, and getting the ball to John Starks, who draws the foul.
John Starks 1 for 1 at the line.
Charlie Ward's been playing well lately. He's also done well against the Celtics this year. Charlie in the first 2 games was 5 for 5 from the field, 11 rebounds, 13 assists, and passing the ball very well lately for the Knicks while relieving and sometimes playing with Chris Childs.
So the Knicks now lead 90-82. Antoine Walker is back. Wesley and Day at the guards. Day tried to slice his way, had the dribble poked away. Wallace, yes. Wallace has 12, and the Celtics take a timeout. 9:42 to go in the 4th.
Key sky cam as the Knicks work that ball side to side. Lawrence Starks goes back to the other side. Larry Johnson. Marty Conlon fadeaway. Conlon a lot taller than Larry Johnson, but he can't stop that fadeaway jump shot. The New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit.
Told that D. Brown has been taken to a local hospital with a hyperextended big toe on the right foot. Some more bad news for the Celtics, who have been hard hit by injuries right throughout the season. 10-point Knick lead. Starks was stripped. He thought he was fouled. There's Fox on a 4-on-2, leading Wesley. Back it goes outside for Day. Hits the 3. And Todd Day, who is a streak shooter, has gotten hot here in the 4th quarter.
As you know, Marv, Purvis Ellison has been out since November with a fractured great right toe, as they say in the press notes.
John Wallace giving the Knicks a 94-85 lead. And Wesley turns it over. 8:45 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Charlie Ward continues to do some good things as he made it difficult for Wesley to penetrate. In fact, he turned it over.
Wallace John going to the crossover dribble. Eric Williams. Eric Williams has been unstoppable against Larry Johnson. He had the big first quarter, now has 20 points, 9 of 13 from the field. Once again, Bob Cousy and Tommy Heinsohn, the Boston telecasters, are feeling very much part of the game. That ball deflecting right in their lap.
Acting like a couple of kids, you know, all excited they touched the game ball.
Tommy Heinsohn was pummeled in the first half off a collision, and a traveling violation called on Wallace.
You know, I asked Cousy about that. He said, I won for the monitor, Tommy won for the drink.
Right.
Much like we were.
As I said earlier, he has you so schmoozed. I know Bob Cousy, one of your early heroes, John.
And late heroes, too.
John Wallace gets a hand. He sits down. Allan Houston has returned. Patrick Ewing will check back in a moment. Wallace with 14 points. Knicks lead by 7. Have not been able to bust it open. They've led by as many as 10. Fox for 3. Day reaching for it and foul. Foul committed by Starks. And here's Ewing replacing Oakley. 18 points, 11 rebounds for Charles Oakley. Season high of 18 for Charles.
Charles was feeding off the double and triple teaming of Patrick Ewing, who was hitting him with pass after pass. Charles with a couple of layups tonight off some nice give and goes from Ewing.
So Day with 10 points. Charles Oakley 9 of 13 from the field in his 35 minutes. The Knicks lead 94-89. Again, pressure by the Celtics. Houston fouled by Day. Day upset with himself. He went for the fake. And it puts Boston over the foul limit. Allan Houston to the line for the first time. We have a new look in the control room this evening, John, with the electronic wizard Howie Singer and Bob Lewis involved in other assignments. So Frank DeGrace producing once again. He, of course, a veteran of our telecast. And Leon Schweier, who is normally the Yankee director, is handling the chores tonight. This is his first NBA telecast since the Knicks Syracuse Nets, November of '59. And it's, you know, nice to see Leon back.
The name rings a bell to Knick fans of yesteryear.
Right. Patrick Ewing called for that foul. Yes, Knick fans of yesteryear. And has done an adequate job. Yes, Leon bonding with Knick coach Red Holzman, who certainly remembers Leon's fine work years gone by. Now it's great to have Leon back, doing an excellent job feeding you one-liners as he has in the past.
He's still so excited about his picture on the front page of the New York Times on that float when the Yankees went down Broadway. Runs around showing it to everybody who'll listen to him.
Knicks lead 95-91. 7:15 left in the fourth. And a 3 from John Starks. Second three-pointer for Starks. Fan of defense. Very optimistic crowd. Traveling violation. Jeff Van Gundy staying with the three-guard setup with Starks and Ward and Houston, and Starks goes all the way. John Starks took off at center court and kept going.
It looks like it's not going to work when you see him drive into a cluster of some people. But boy, it takes a lot to stop Starks when he gets rolling like that.
17 for Starks. Wesley for three. Rebounded by Walker. No box out by the Knicks. Antoine Walker with the putback. Knicks lead 100-93. 23 points for Walker. Look at the wide open shots. Oh, it's unbelievable. Allan Houston has really enjoyed playing against the Celtics tonight. This is a perfect game for Allan. There's been just no contesting shots. Larry Johnson with the rebound.
You get a sense that the scouting report excluded Allan Houston in the pregame discussion by the Celtics.
This time a travel. So the Celtics get it back. Knicks lead 102-93. Yes, we've seen quite a bit of doubling up on Patrick Ewing, which has not worked well for the Celtics. Ewing has handled the doubling very well. He has 8 assists. Larry Johnson, a season high 7 assists. Ewing with the season high of 8. The Knicks with 32 assists. That is a high number. That equals the team season high. Starks over Day. Eric Williams. Antoine Walker putting moves on Patrick Ewing. Won't count. Offensive interference.
Yes, the ball had not cleared the cylinder of the basket. Can't interfere with it while it is in that area around the rim until it gets away from the rim.
Charles Oakley returns, replacing Larry Johnson.
Walker on the drive. Ball is right around that rim, and it's interfered with.
Antoine Walker over anxious and tipped it home and did not count. They double up again on Ewing. Finds Starks. Traveling violation. Knicks lead at 102-93. Knicks at 60%. 43 for 72 from the field.
Knicks shot 57% in their last meeting with the Celtics and 51 in their first meeting.
Another illegal defense. That's the third against the Knicks. And a technical foul awarded. And now Todd Day, 4 of 4 at the line, will shoot the tee. .439 remaining in the fourth quarter. 8-point Knick lead. Conlon shooting over Ewing. Marty Conlon with Ewing moving in his direction was able to hit. And the Knick lead is down to 6. Here's Oakley off the recovery.
That's a lefty by Charles Oakley. He scooped it up there.
20 points for Charles, building on that season high. Knicks 104 and the Celtics 96. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Foul on Ewing, his second. And Chris Childs returning following a long rest. John Starks will sit down. 17 for Starks. Slow start and then came on.
Make that 17, 18, and 20 by Starks against the Celtics this year. Each of those games. Boy, the Knicks are really spreading the court, moving the basketball around.
Childs got caught in the air. The save by Wesley did it behind the back for Fox. What What a terrific play by David Wesley. And the Knicks lead is 6. Knicks not able to pull away. They've led by as many as 10. Is Ewing. Celtics very much in it.
Celtics are keeping the fans here at Madison Square Garden in their seats.
Conlon stripped. Beautiful play by Oakley and deflected out of bounds. Celtics maintain possession. They have 6 remaining on the shot clock, and a timeout is called. 2:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 6-point Knick lead. There's Kevin Bacon and his wife Kyra Sedgwick. Kyra co-starring with John Travolta in Phenomenon, and Kevin Bacon playing a role based as Wesley is able to hit. Kevin Bacon playing a very tough role based on the life story of John Andres in Sleepers.
Yeah, right. Oh,
that was unbelievable.
What an awful role he played.
You didn't like his acting, or
his acting was too good.
Traveling violation. Oh, you mean the person he played?
Oh, yes, the person was just an awful person.
I thought it was a commentary on the job that Kevin did.
It was so good to see his bullet-riddled body at the end of that movie.
John coming out for major violence. Wesley not able to hit. And Oakley and Wesley diving for it. The ball still is picked up by Conlon. Walker going behind the back. And a foul is called. Antoine Walker here in the final minutes of the game with no problem putting the ball behind the back in traffic, and he drew a foul. It's on Oakley. So Walker to the line. 2:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Knicks lead is only 4.
Well, the Celtics competing so hard. You can see Walker drawing the foul there, much to Charles Oakley's chagrin. The Celtics have put themselves in position now to win the game.
Antoine Walker, only a 54% free throw shooter, be able to knock down the first. Marty Conlon sits down. It's a 3-point lead for the Knicks.
Their last game against Atlanta Saturday, they lost by 5. Their prior 2 games went into overtime.
2-point Knicks lead. They led by as many as 10. Pressure by the Celtics. Well, Jeff Van Gundy earlier warned of a letdown and miscommunication between Houston and Childs. And we have seen that letdown here tonight. The Knicks are now involved in a scrap to pull it out. Boston back in possession, down by only 2, just under 2 minutes remaining on the fourth. 6-0 run by the Celtics. That was the 19th turnover by the Knicks. Wesley forced it, and Houston with the rebound.
What a terrible shot by Wesley.
Allan Houston protecting the dribble on Todd Day. Wesley with the steal. Fox pulls it up. Here's Day for 3. And Ewing rebounds. Foul called against Boston. Foul committed by Wesley. Todd Day's had the hot hand, but not able to hit the 3 just a moment ago. After a slow start, he has shot well here in the fourth quarter. And Patrick Ewing to the free throw line for the first time tonight, with 1:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Knicks at the line, 9 of 16. Ewing, you recall, against Indiana last week, hit some key free throws down the stretch, but continues to have ups and downs in his foul shooting in final minutes of games. Eric Williams checking back in.
Eric, watch your hesitation. Mark, hesitation. Eric, Wesley, unrelated.
1:22 remaining in the fourth quarter, in a game that has turned into an adventure for the Knicks. Ewing hits 1 of 2, and the Knicks now lead 105-102. Wesley guarded by Childs. Oakley trying to front Williams. They clear it out for Eric Williams. Shot clock at 5. Oh, bad pass. And deflected out by the Knicks. 3 on the 24.
Oakley was right on that.
Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Fox inbounding. Day with another opportunity. And hits to tie the game. A three-pointer for Todd Day. The Knicks and the Celtics tied at 105. Timeout called by the Knicks with 58 and 9/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. Last Celtic win here at the Garden was January 10th, 1993. It is our Coke Classic play as the Celtics able to jump to a 23-point lead in the third. The late Reggie Lewis, 11 of 23, 30 points in all to lead the Celtics. Here's John Starks firing one up. And another opportunity. Hubert Davis not able to hit. Knicks are beaten by the Celtics 100 to 97. They cut it to 1, but John Starks missing that 3, looking to tie it. Went off the mark. And that's the last time the Boston Celtics won here. In fact, it's the last time that the Celtics have beaten the Knicks. 17 straight wins for the Knicks over the Celtics.
And it was Todd Day. He had 17 the other day against Atlanta. Make it 17 again tonight. 13 in the fourth quarter for Todd Day.
Down to 58, 9/10 seconds left in the fourth. The game is tied at 105. The Knicks led by as many as 10. They appear to be on the verge of breaking it open, but could not.
It would seem that the Knicks will go to their big man now.
Ewing putting the move on Walker. Rebounded by Williams. Wesley to the front court. 40 seconds to go. Wesley with a change of speed on the dribble. And Ewing is fouled. Celtics over the limit. Very deceptive move by David Wesley, but could not hit. Rick Fox called for the foul.
Take a look at Larry Johnson coming over to help Chris Childs. Johnson got a piece of that shot. Big play by him. Another look at Wesley going left. Larry Johnson over there. Knicks fortunate there was no foul call.
And it is Ewing back to the line. The Knicks are only 4 of 9 from the foul line in this fourth quarter, while the Celtics have hit all 7 of their shots.
Knicks have been shooting well lately too as a team from the line.
So Ewing a moment ago hitting 1 of 2 at the foul line, hits his first, and the Knicks lead by 1. 37 and 3/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. Once again, only 1 of 2 at the line. Free throw shooting costing the Knicks here in the fourth. Wesley got the step, threw it out to Conlon, finding Wesley. Walker missed the tip, and Walker is fouled with 21 seconds remaining. Larry Johnson called for his 5th. So Antoine Walker, only a 54% free throw shooter, will shoot a pair. 3 of 4 at the line for the rookie from Kentucky. Teammate of Nick rookie Walter McCarty with the Wildcats of Kentucky. Had a terrific game. 25 points, 16 rebounds, and very calmly hits the first to tie it. Eric Williams is back, replacing Marty Conlon. On the line, that Nick home win streak at 14.
We love players, young players who show these qualities.
Well, he hits on both. Clutch free throw shooting by Antoine Walker. And the Celtics lead by 1. Timeout called by the Knicks.
When you're having good times with good friends, to drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. Well, the Knicks are strategizing their moves now. 21 4:10 seconds left. Celtics with 2 full. The Knicks with 1 full timeout. Celtics also have a 20 here in the timeout department. Knicks are paying the price now for their lack of intensity defensively throughout the game. They've got to be perfect now. They only need a basket. They don't even have to think about a 3-point shot.
The last Knick field goal was 4 minutes ago by Allan Houston. So it's been some time between field goals for the Knicks. The last time the Celtics led was 40-38, second quarter. They now lead by 1. Houston played by Fox. Ewing facing the double team again. Finding Childs for 3. Yes! Timeout called by the Celtics. 8 4/10 seconds remaining. And how about Chris Childs, who had not hit until that 3-pointer, missing on his first 5 shots and knocks down the 3.
Well, the double and triple teaming that Ewing has been seeing resulted there with a double team. He looked. He has the habit tonight of looking, and he found Childs, who calmly showed why he is such a confident player and what he can do when given the confidence to take the big shots. He's already shown that quality throughout the season.
And another good look from Patrick Ewing on the double team. Ewing collecting his 9th assist. That is a season high, and a season high for the Knicks as a team, their 33rd assist. But the Knicks should not be in this situation against a Celtic team that has won only 9 of 39 games coming in. They dropped 5 in a row. Celtics able to hang around and able to take the lead just a moment ago, but now the Knicks lead by 2, 109-107. It will be Boston ball when we resume following the timeout with 8 4/10 seconds remaining.
After the big shots that Allan Houston made against Miami on Sunday afternoon during that 11-2 run, which iced the game for the Knicks, regarding those shots, Jeff Van Gundy said, I think the courage to take the big shots is important, as important as making them. And that quality was now demonstrated by Houston's backcourt partner, Chris Childs.
Well, the Knicks being encouraged as they step onto the floor. Standing ovation. What a reaction by this crowd. Rick Fox will throw in.
We have to bear in mind the Celtics have some excellent 3-point shooters on this team.
Boston does have a full timeout and a 20. Knicks have 1 timeout left. Hard Walker doing it off the dribble, going at Ewing. Rebound Oakley, and a foul. Well, that was the play from a Celtic point of view. Antoine Walker off the dribble. He has had a terrific game. Foul was on Eric Williams with 1 9/10 seconds to go. Boston is over the foul limit. Ewing hit the floor, walked it off. And now they have adjusted the clock. 2 3/10 seconds remaining.
Ewing came up hobbling after the aggressiveness of Oakley in pursuit of that ball. Either bumped him or had one of the Celtics bump into Ewing.
Oakley making his first appearance at the line. Charles, good free throw shooter, 82% for the season. And the Knicks with big problems at the foul line in this 4th quarter. They're now 5 of 12 at the line. Celtics do have 2 timeouts remaining, a full and a 20. It's a 2-point lead. Well, Oakley misses on both, and a timeout is called. The Celtics very much alive. The clock showing 1 6/10 seconds to go.
Knicks still breathing easy now with a 2-point lead. Charles Oakley, a reliable foul shooter throughout the season, goes to the line and misses a couple. Celtics get the rebound. They just adjusted the clock. It went from 2-3 on the foul shot to 1-6 when the timeout was called. The officials just added 2/10 of a second to make it 1.8 seconds left to go in the game, which is enough time to get the shot off.
John, the Knicks 5 of 13 at the foul line in the fourth quarter. Very ugly numbers for Jeff Van Gundy and his coaching staff to digest tonight on their way to Cleveland.
Ewing still hobbling a bit. See 2-3 on the clock there. The shot goes up by Oakley. Clock starts. They call timeout as they get the ball. That clock moved rather quickly.
Yes, it did. A brisk clock here at the Garden, and the officials noted it. And 1 and 8/10 seconds remaining. So Rick Fox will throw in. 2-point Knick lead. Patrick Ewing bothering Fox on the inbounds. All right, here's Day for 3 for the win. And the Knicks escape with a 2-point victory. Todd Day, who's been on fire in the fourth quarter, 13 of his 17 in the fourth, hit a 3 just moments ago, unleashed that shot from 3-point range. It would have won it for Boston, but the Knicks very fortunate on a night that did not see one of their better efforts here at Madison Square Garden. Very fortunate to come away with the win to go 31 and 13. They're now a half game behind Miami. Miami not scheduled tonight. And the Knicks with their 15th straight win at home, and they make it 18 straight over the Boston Celtics. Another look at that last shot by Day.
Todd Day with the clock starting when he gets the ball, took a couple of dribbles and almost made it happen for the Celtics. Let's take a look at ML Carr, how he felt about that shot by Day. In and out, and oh, did that hurt.
And ML and his club now have dropped 6 straight. They're 9 and 31. Certainly one of the better endings of the season here at Madison Square Garden.
Celtics have been playing with pride. 2 of their last 3 games ended in overtime losses, and they lost to the tough Atlanta Hawks by 5 in their last game.
And that would be an excellent title for a movie, Celtic Pride, John.
I like it.
The Knicks 109 and the Celtics 107. Back with the postgame in a moment.